What's going on, believers? It's your boy Rebalance with another live price example. Disclaimer, of course, is not financial advice. I'm not a licensed trade advisor, investment advisor, financial advisor. I do not claim to have any qualifications or certifications to do those things. There is risk involved with trading live funds. Do your own research. Now, as always, definitely make sure, if need be, pause the video and just read through the notes once I've officially finished typing them, just in case it is moving a little bit too fast. But there was unemployment news at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and so I kind of draw attention to that. And also, as far as today being, in my opinion, 50-50, the reasons why today I elected to take a paper trade again. Not really too interested in putting myself in any unnecessary risk, but the things that I've learned have allowed for me to have a little bit of success this week as far as just where my anticipation for the market to go. And now I did mention in my last video, well, my Rugged Thoughts episode 1, how I did forget to go through Discord, so that was your opportunity there. I went through every individual like channel that I'm a part of for those different funding companies, and again, do your own research. You're more than welcome to Google those companies and then go through the process of actually finding out what they are all about. So one thing I wanted to talk about, as I did annotate most of the things that were important as they were happening live. So there's just interaction opportunity there to just be able to, like I said, pause the video, observe what, where the market's been, where it's at, where it's likely to go, or where I'm saying it's most likely to go because of those things, right? So one thing I did want to talk about really quick was how I don't need to be a rocket science to be aware of my feelings and to take note of them for future study. And so, like, this is a mental game at this point for me. All of the technical part of it, right? The learning part, the what's what and who's who, right? That stuff I've put in the time to, understand those things. So the last piece of growth is, in my opinion, just the mental, right? The mental to be aware of things that will cause me to make mistakes that could harm me financially, right? And so that's why I kind of want to, briefly touch on this subject, because the markets are going to allow for an individual to try to force their will. And that's not possible. No matter who that person is, no one's able to force their will on the market. We have to submit to, the repeating phenomenon that happen on a day to day, week to week, right, month to month, even going down lower than that, right, hour to hour, a minute to minute basis. We have to submit to that. But before, I guess, someone can submit to that, they have to put in the time, right? Like, experience is the best teacher. That time has to be put in to really understand a lot of the intricacies of the market. And so I just wanted to, say that piece right there. I believe in myself, and I believe in everyone that believes in their self, right? I don't think that there's anything that we can't do, good or bad, right? I believe that we're capable of, a lot of things, right? And so just getting back to the chart real quick. So ultimately, there is had been, right, consolidation on the daily chart. We were getting a lot of back and forth, up and down, right? So volatile, but not really clear any one direction. Lately, it's looking like maybe it's cooking up to potentially go for a run, whether that be higher or lower. Whenever there's a consolidation, the market, trades out of it, it's either doing one of two things: is beginning an expansion in the direction of that breakout, or it's a fake out and is going to induce people to chase that price run for that breakout and then rapidly go the other way. So just want to throw this in there really quick with the news that's coming out tomorrow. If the indices are still running higher and dollar doesn't start showing weakness tomorrow, let's say, I don't think they'll move in sync tomorrow. Is long story short here. If dollar continues higher tomorrow, then I would anticipate a crazy drop potentially for the indices, and then vice versa, right? If they keep running higher, then I would anticipate, a nice drop on the dollar. I have been bearish on the dollar, and it's just continuing to run higher. But every time it gets to one of those higher time frame ranges or levels, the consolidation or retracement there has been enough to allow for the indices to then push higher. But this paper trade here today, you really see that I was a little late a couple of times as far as like just annotating certain ranges and levels that could have been utilized. But with it being one of those days where it's most likely to be frustrating and possibly, seek and destroy type conditions, I wasn't too concerned about it, to be honest. But as you see, I just typed right there, the paper trade was activated, so it was a buy limit to that down close candle. I believe it was just before 9 o'clock, but you'll see from the you know, just watching right the annotations, you'll see what the level is. I pretty much, like I said, type up everything that's of importance to me from this morning. And basically I'm looking at the chart now. I do still have it up. But this was definitely some accumulation here. So it's balancing out that 3 minute range, right? Trading higher, lower, above, below. And basically, whenever I'm seeing something like that, right, a consolidation, sideways movement, one thing that I was taught was that small ranges beget large ranges, and then large ranges beget small ranges. So the drop with the news was a relatively large range. And so as it dropped down, right, it created that low. And then you see on that 2 minute, I have the fib drawn up. So I'm annotating really just to get an idea for where equilibrium is. And that range is sitting just above equilibrium. So not exactly a discount as far as that range is concerned, but in terms of like just the higher time frame perspective, definitely prices in a discount. And so the potential for it to then run higher with there being levels that make sense for it to run higher to, because remember the point here is, where's it been, where is it going, why is it going there, and when will it go there, right? So I know I said three things before, but there's really four that tie into it that I'm really thinking about and are, like literally minute by minute analyzing those things repeatedly. And so we do see here me annotating that down close candle on a dollar. I didn't want to see price. Basically, I didn't want to see price smoke that level. If price was to trade above there aggressively with a close, especially if it left some sort of inefficiency, that would be a really bad sign for a retracement in dollar, which I feel like is needed if this is going to run higher at the very least, right? Like I've talked about my perspective on a dollar chart before, how I qualify whether it's bullish or bearish or if it's strong or weak, right? I've kind of explained how I view that before because it's really important. It was something that took a while for me to really get an understanding of. But again, experience is the best teacher. Do your own research. Your time, energy, and effort is going to be demanded. Like I said, if you're in this business, plan on being in this business or whatever, is definitely going to demand that from you. And so that 15-minute inefficiency there, you see I typed there, basically that would be a speed bump. It was identified beforehand. As you can see, it is right now performing as a speed bump, but we've balanced that range. We've expanded away from it. Stop loss can be moved right into profit. TP was smacked right there. So shout out to believers. Pretty much covered everything I wanted to for this video. So I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.